What's up YouTube, my name is Steven here with an FSX tutorial, and recently I just got a request to go over what like the runways mean and whatnot, and actually I'm going to do a little bit more in depth. One of my viewers sent me a message saying he wanted to know what the difference between say 17 left, 17 right. So I'm going to explain those differences in a little bit more, and it's actually I'm going to go into detail on how to navigate an airport using a chart. Unlike traditional roadways, we use, instead of like saying like this is Broadway or whatnot, we actually label them as letters. So as you can see here, this is a diagram of JFK, and actually I'm going to switch Centennial because this one's a little bit more simple to start out with. So right here, we have Centennial Airport. So let's say if we call up ground control and say, hey, like Cessna 123, we're at Area Alpha, which is the Alpha ramp. Area Alpha, we have the information, which is the weather. Requesting taxi runway, let's say, just say requesting taxi runway for departure westbound. And though sometimes they'll give you specific runways, sometimes they won't. They'll just say 35 right taxi via Alpha. So what you're going to do, you're going to pull out at Alpha. You could come out of either Alpha 2 or Alpha 3. Really doesn't matter because in here is the ramp, which is an uncontrolled area, and it will be labeled by lines, and I will show you those lines here in a second. But let's say he says taxi via Alpha. So what he wants you to do, he wants you to taxi down all the way down to 35 right, so down here, and he wants to taxi via this route right here, this roadway Alpha. So we'll come out Alpha 2 or Alpha 3, and we'll taxi all the way down to Alpha. But sometimes it'll say the controller wants you to go off 35 left, he'll change it, it'll say amend instructions. Say, hey, I want you to go down to Alpha 14, cross runway 35 right, then over to Bravo 14, down Bravo to Bravo 17 for 35 left. So you just simply follow it. So whatever he says, say Cessna 123, taxi runway 35 left via Alpha, Alpha 16, Bravo 16, Bravo, Bravo 17. So he wants you to come down Alpha, Alpha 16, cross 35 right to Bravo 16, down here to Bravo 17, and then for the runway. So that's how you navigate an airport. And also the runway numbers. So runway numbers, simply what the 3-5s and all those one crazy things, those are headings. So those are just kind of a rough heading plus or minus 10 degrees of the actual runway. So this is 3-5 right, and actually right here it tells you your heading number, which is shows about 349 degrees on your initial takeoff roll. So 3-5 right means right side. R means right. There's actually three letters in there. 3-5 left, 3-5 center, and 3-5 right. So it could be a variant of those depending on how many number of runways there are. So right here we have 3-5 left and 3-5 right. So left side is 3-5 left, 3-5 right, right side. And sometimes the controller will say clear to land runway 3-5 left, left side. He'll confirm that you are making the correct runway right there, and do not, whatever you do, if you're in doubt, just call him up and ask him. You know, that's all you got to do. But that's how you navigate an airport. And once again, runway 1028, you don't have to add a right, left, or center because there is just one runway with that heading. So 10 center, you know. So that's how you navigate an airport. And you know, and they have all these labels right here, like Alpha Ramp, General Aviation Terminals. These are used to help you. So if, let's say, you pull off the runway, you told the contact ground control, you'll say where are you at, and you say what you want, and we'll say requesting taxi to, and now where you want to go. So let's say we want a taxi to the hotel. We'll just say Skyhawk 123, we're at Alpha 9, requesting taxi to the hotel ramp. And he'll say, okay, Cessna 123, taxi via Alpha into the ramp. And there's actually a ramp borderline right here where it becomes uncontrolled past this point. So they'll give you instructions for that. But that's whenever they're saying Alpha Bravo Charlie taxiways, you know, that's what you're coming up right here. And we'll go right here to JFK's map, and here is just, it's more detail because there's a lot more taxiways and whatnot. So when he says, say we're over here, call for taxi, be like JetBlue 123 or whatever, requesting taxi runway 381 left for departure, he'll say Delta 123. JetBlue 123 taxi via Alpha. So he'll say maybe whiskey alpha or whiskey or whatever, and he'll say whiskey alpha alpha to kilo kilo. So whenever they say double up on words, just remember, just look for those. He's not saying separate. So if he'll say separate, he'll make a pause in between them. So he won't say Juliet Zulu, or he won't say Juliet Bravo. So he doesn't want you going Juliet Bravo. He'll say Juliet Bravo really fast to make sure you're going to go down to Juliet Bravo. But if he says, I want you to go Juliet then Bravo, he'll go taxi to whatever runway via Juliet Bravo. And sometimes they'll add left, right in those, but it's pretty easy to figure out, guys. And 3-1, once again, the runway numbers over here, all that cool stuff. And actually, what I want to show you is O'Hare. O'Hare. I want to show you this diagram right here because this actually has a landing and holding short operation. So this is called lasso right here, and they have little dashed lines, and actually they have an enhanced one up here. Lasso, you guys got to pay attention to stuff. They say clear land runway 327 left, hold short of runway 4 left. You have to land and stop before that line. It is mandatory. There's no exceptions unless it's an emergency. But if you're instructed to do it and you choose to accept it, you can choose to deny it, but if you choose to accept it, you have to do it, guys. You have to hold short of that line unless it's an emergency. So just keep that in mind if they ask you if you want to accept landing and holding short operations. So right down here, though, we obviously got a lot of taxiways down here. So I suggest start smaller with just kind of get a brief overview. Even go and use the default air traffic control simulating in FSX and use that to help you out. So actually right here I'm going to go into a little thing right here. This is an aopa.org. I'll maybe put this in the description, but it shows you just what the signs mean and what it means, and actually I'm going to go over that right now. So yeah, let's actually go into flight sim, and right here we got our taxi sign right in front of us. I just picked a random one and I flew to it. And right here in the black letters right here, that means we're on the Bravo taxiway when we're taxiing, okay? So that's mean where you're at, that's where it's gonna go. So it's gonna branch off. So if we take a left up here at a 45-degree angle, we're gonna be on Bravo. If we take a 90-degree right turn, we're gonna go to Kilo Alpha. And if we take a left, we'll go to Kilo Alpha too. So just keep that in mind. Those are there to help you. So that's how you read them. You could once again use your airport map, and that helps you significantly whenever you're taxiing. And by the way, guys, this is don't judge on my flying skills with a helicopter. It's very difficult sometimes to land and get what I want into view out of the cockpit window, because I thought it would be kind of fun. And boom. So right here we were at Kilo Alpha, so that's the taxiway I showed you, and these are right here in this red and white. That means that's the active runway. So past these lines right here, let's see if I can turn. Okay, so past these lines right here, that's the runway. So if it's double solid, don't cross it unless you have permission. If it's double dashed, cross it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So, but that's stating what runway you're at. So right here, obviously Kilo Alpha, 31 left, 31 left and 13 right. So that's the runway you'll be at. So if we actually go back here and we go into our chart, so we'll say, hey, I want to figure out where I am because I don't know where I am. So we'll say JFK, pull up the chart for it, and we'll come down here and it'll say you're at, let's see, where are you? And you don't want to. So actually I have an outdated scenery. So normally Kilo Alpha is over here. Let me pull up to a sign that's current, because kind of a little bit difficult to sometimes keep current with all these updates and whatnot. So here's Kilo right here. Just use this as an example, just keep in mind, guys, sometimes your airports are out of date. Just let the controller know on VATSIM that you have outdated scenery and that you need to amend your taxi instructions. So right out here, it says that we're at kilo kilo. So we're going to find 3-1 left at 3-1 right at kilo kilo. So we'll come up here on the map over here. And so it says kilo kilo, 3-1 left, 3-1 right. That's how you find where you are, guys. So hopefully this flight simulation tutorial was good for you guys and help you in navigating the ground portion of your flight. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm more than happy to hear all your feedback, guys. I do get back to everyone who does leave feedback, and I will have another tutorial coming up here in a little bit because I'm going to be filming a little bit of back-to-back tutorials, so we'll have a couple for you here in a little bit. But thank you guys very much for watching, and hope you guys have a great day.